Hey friends, Krista, trauma victor here, coming to you from the Pacific Northwest in the US, coming with a question for people in North America and other countries for that matter. Is the government or an alphabet agency paying witchcraft practitioners to attack Christians and survivors of MK Ultra and other targeting programs? Is this happening? Is this happening to you? Is this happening around the world? Is it happening? And if so, why is it happening? I believe it is happening. I believe a lot of these individuals are paid, the ones who are attacking me, who moved into my neighborhood shortly after I moved in and stay home day and night working Santeria. But I'm not going to go into my story, but I want to just give some anecdotal evidence of how we have different bodies in the United States trying to move the needle from being a Christian country to being a country that is non-secular, Hindu, or what some say is Chrislam. And that's the direction that some people believe that the Vatican, the Pope is embracing Chrislam, and that's the direction that we're going in. Now, I know people who are attacked through targeting, gang stalking, targeting. They were whistleblowers. They are Christians. They are MK Ultra survivors. There are satanic ritual abuse survivors. There are people from all backgrounds, but there are more and more people being aware of being targeted. And there are organizations that are bringing lawsuits around this. We know that Havana syndrome has been proven, and there have been lawsuits about Havana syndrome. But now there is a lawsuit that was brought to the United States Supreme Court on December 6, 2024, about these targeting programs through targeted justice. So coming back to why is somebody, why is some government or some agency or something with deep pockets paying and even importing individuals to do witchcraft against its citizens? What is at stake? Are Christians in the way? Are Christians and other individuals in the way of a bigger agenda? Why are certain individuals deemed a threat? That is the question. When Christians went to a Kamala Harris rally and shouted, "Jesus is Lord," she said, "Oh, you're at the wrong rally." She was being straight up honest. I mean, gotta thank her for that, for honesty. But if that would have happened in a rally 20 years ago, it wouldn't have had the same response. We can also look at the largest Hindu statue, Hanuman, has been erected in Texas, or at least the largest statue outside of India, I believe. And it's Hanuman, the monkey god. You can see different leaders around the world who worship Hanuman or had a little lucky charm, a little thing. A former president, I'm not going to say his name on here, who has had a little Hanuman statue in his pocket. These people worship Hindu gods. Shiva, the Hindu god, the destroyer, is the god of CERN. This is the direction we're going in. And if you're not part of the program, apparently you're part of the problem, because people are being paid, and there are some cases are being imported into the United States and probably into Europe to harm its citizens. I believe in the United States, Ohio was a testing ground to import practitioners of voodoo from countries like Haiti and probably other countries, possibly African countries that practice also voodoo and other obia and other forms of black magic against the citizens, and to see what happens to the people. So we have to be in prayer. If you're not a praying individual, I strongly encourage you to do so. I don't believe these attacks will stop. I think that if you are under attack, you can refer to the scripture in Matthew 5 in the Bible, Sermon on the Mount when Jesus was talking to disciples in Matthew 5, and he said, "Blessed are you when people insult you and persecute you and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven, for in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you." I don't think this witch stalking is going away. I think we have to find, and we will, and we are finding ways to deal with this, combat this, pray, break it off. But gone are the days when Christians put their heads in the sand and say, "I'm a born again believer, nothing can hurt me anymore." The word says, "No weapon formed against me will prosper, and every tongue I condemn." Well, the weapon will be formed, but you got to pray for it not to prosper, because the word also says, "My people perish for lack of knowledge." And a lot of Christians don't believe, that witchcraft can affect them, and they're pretty lightweight Christians. The way out and through these targeting programs is through prayer. Is really through prayer. It's through Psalm 91 and other Psalms. It's through prayer, because I don't believe the government-sponsored programs are going to stop unless the money dries up. But I don't think financing to persecute Christians will necessarily dry up. So be sober-minded and be vigilant. The word calls us to be sober-minded and vigilant against these things, and pray for your country, wherever you live, to become a true Christian nation, and that justice is served, and that righteousness reigns. And pray for your leaders, no matter what their backgrounds are. Pray for your leaders. The word calls us to pray for our leaders, no matter whether they're Christian, Hindu, Muslim. Pray for them. Pray for our leaders to soften their hearts and open their minds, and to do the right thing. Thank you for listening, and be blessed.